It is my great honor to introduce this year's graduating class. Please rise to welcome the Asian and Pacific Islander Graduation Celebration Class of 2022. It is my pleasure to welcome Dr. Rob Sellers, Vice Provost for Equity and Inclusion and Chief Diversity Officer, to the podium to present the territorial acknowledgement.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is only right and fitting that before we begin the celebration that we acknowledge our past. The University of Michigan occupies the ancestral, traditional, and current lands of the Anishinaabe people, or the people of the three fires, namely the Ojibwe, the Ottawa, and the Potawatomi. These nations were forced to cede their lands in 1817 through the coercive treaty at the foot of the rapids. The treaty earmarked half of the lands for a college at Detroit, where Indigenous students would be able to receive an education. Despite this initial commitment, U of M did not enroll an Indigenous student until 130 years later. Additionally, it is the sale of this land that established U of M's endowment and helped create and sustain U of M as a premier research university. In offering this land acknowledgement, we acknowledge and affirm Indigenous people and communities who live here now and those who were forcibly removed from their homelands. We also affirm Indigenous histories and experiences, and the historic and ongoing struggles for Indigenous sovereignty and self-determination. As we continue to occupy this land, we recognize that this land acknowledgement does not correct the harm, damage, and injustice that occurred in the founding of this institution. But we hope that it is an important step towards the creation of an equitable, sustainable, and liberatory future. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sellers, for the reading of the territorial acknowledgement. Please be seated. My name is Anne Zhi Lin. I serve as a director of the Lieberthal-Rogel Center for Chinese Studies and as an associate professor in the Gerald R. Ford School of Public Policy. Today marks a day that we have been eagerly anticipating for years. When the pandemic hit and our lives were disrupted, you, our students, still worked towards your degrees. You transitioned from in-person to virtual to hybrid and created new ways to connect with each other and with your passions. Now, as you finish up 2, 4, or more years of persistent work, we finally get to celebrate you in person as a community. In spite of your challenges, your losses, your busy schedules, we are all here to celebrate you today. Out of all the places you could have been, you chose to be here, to be present at the 5th Annual Asian and Pacific Islander Graduation Celebration, and only the 3rd in-person celebration here at the University of Michigan. Graduates, I invite you to take this time to recognize and really feel your emotions. So often, especially in life transitions, we are anxious to get over the finish line and we forget to be present. And so right now, I'd like for everyone to turn to someone next to you, introduce yourself, and say, I am here because I am proud of my identity and of the generations who have come before me. Why are you here? I am here Thank you. Thank you for engaging with this exercise to be in community. This community, not one but many, this community, based on languages, foods, cultures, ideologies, and ethnicities. This community, based on your shared experiences as University of Michigan students. A community, not a monolith, and yet not in opposition. We come together today in our shared vision to celebrate our Asian and Pacific Islander graduates. With the experience of the worldwide pandemic in mind, I'd like us all to do one more thing. There are many people who cannot be with us today. Family members and mentors who might not have been able to travel, or who have left the earth but not our hearts. Let's pause for a moment so that we can bring them into this space too, and into our celebration today. And now, I would like to introduce our keynote of the afternoon, Jyotsna Srinivasan. Jyotsna Srinivasan is the author of the short story and novella collection, These Americans, and the novel, And Laughter Fell from the Sky. Both are about Indian Americans. She received an Individual Excellence Award from the Ohio Arts Council for 2022 and was selected as a fiction fellow for the 2021 Sewanee Writers Conference. Her short stories have been published in literary magazines and anthologies. She was a finalist for the PEN Bellwether Prize. She received her Master of Arts in English Literature from the University of Michigan. Born and raised in Ohio, Jyotsna's parents are immigrants from India. Please give a warm welcome to Jyotsna Srinivasan.
Hi. Thank you, Anne, for that wonderful introduction. And I'm thrilled to be here. It's so nice to see. It was really lovely to see everybody walking in and taking their places and seeing so many Asian American and Pacific Islander faces. Thank you so much for inviting me here to help you celebrate your graduation. And I was thinking back to my own graduation many years ago and, wondering what useful advice I could offer you today, and kind of thinking about what is common to us as Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. And, we're often described as the model minority. The stereotype is that we all work hard and excel in the STEM field, and that's a stereotype, and sometimes it's true. And many of our parents are immigrants who worked hard to come to the United States and to succeed financially. And they often want us to succeed in that same way. Sometimes our parents may have our path all laid out for us. They may push us to follow a path that maybe doesn't seem natural for us. And sometimes maybe our parents might even discourage us from exploring and finding our own unique paths. And this was true for me and my parents. So the advice I want to offer you today is this. I would like you to know that each and every one of us is a unique individual with unique life paths in this world. And I would like to invite you to trust yourself, to search for, find, and flourish along your unique life paths. And this is an ongoing, lifelong process. So if you don't know what your path is right now, that's okay. How many of us are, and you don't have to raise your hand, but if you want to, how many of us are a little bit nervous about our life path or about our future? Yeah, that's okay. Sometimes, I think that's something that as humans, we all wonder, even no matter where you are in your career, you're like, what's going on? What's in store for me in the future? So I'm just advising you to be open to discovering your unique life paths. And I'm using paths in the plural because there could be many life paths for each of us. We might start on one path and then diverge to another. And I would urge you to continue to be open to changes in your path throughout your life. And so when I was in high school and college, it was difficult for me to learn to trust myself in terms of my life path. In high school, I experienced intense pressure from my father to become a medical doctor. And maybe that's familiar to some of you, that pressure from parents about a career. My parents were some of the first immigrants from India to arrive in the United States. They came here in 1962, which was before the Immigration Act of 1965, which opened the door to a lot more Asian immigrants. And so my parents didn't have a lot of other Indian immigrants around for them as examples. They wanted to do the right thing by their kids. They didn't have a lot of guidance. It was a new country, an unfamiliar country. So by the time I started high school, my dad had my life all planned out for me. And at the time, I didn't realize that he had it all planned out for me. He sent me to a private prep school, and the reason was so that I'd have a better chance of getting into medical school. And then he planned for me to attend a 6-year medical program, which was like a bachelor's and medical school combined. It happened to be near our house, so I could live at home for 2 years. And then the plan was that after I went to medical school, my parents would find a husband for me and I'd have an arranged marriage. So my dad had all this planned out for me and I rebelled against it. I was like, I wasn't going to have any of it. I was very angry about the pressure, but I was also a nice girl. I'd been taught to, respect your elders. And so I couldn't be openly angry at my father. I instead was passive aggressive about it. So I didn't choose a career path at all because I knew that my dad would be upset no matter what career path I chose, except being a doctor. So I was like, I'm not even going to think about this. So I majored in English literature because I love to read and write. And my parents were worried about this major and the fact that I had no direction. And I'm sorry to say that I enjoyed making my parents feel uncomfortable because I was being passive aggressive. So I have a great relationship with my parents now. And I do feel bad about what I put them through. So I definitely don't recommend being passive aggressive. That's just what I did because I was not mature enough and I didn't trust myself enough to figure out my path. So in one way, the fact that I turned my back on the pressure from my parents did mean that I had some freedom to explore. I was able to follow my own instincts and feelings. I got involved with the campus literary magazine. I did my own creative writing. And so that was all great in terms of my development as a writer. I still didn't have a career path. It has taken me many years to find the career that I love. I currently work as a middle school and high school English teacher. I've been doing this for about 10 years, and it's a great career for me. I love my students, and it gives me time to write as well. But it took me a while to find that path. So how can you be open to discovering your unique paths in life? And when I was in college, I would have scoffed at those words, being open to your unique paths. That would have seemed kind of too new age or, too out there for me. I was really intellectually focused and I didn't trust things like meditation or yoga, even though they're part of my heritage. I didn't trust them. And I was not in touch with my spirituality. I was not in touch with my emotions. I even thought it was shameful to seek counseling, maybe because my parents felt that way too. So the good thing is that I did well in college. I got good grades, so that opened up opportunities for me. And so even if you're not sure what path you should be on, I would say try to do the best at whatever path you are on because that's going to open doors for you. So I think the first breakthrough I had was when I picked up a self-help book. And this was a big deal for me to actually admit that I needed some help. And so this was after graduate school. I was living in Washington, D.C., working at a nonprofit organization. And I had a problem with negative self-talk. So I believed that my parents hated me because I hadn't followed the path that they had laid out for me. And so I turned those negative thoughts towards myself and would say hateful things to myself, which is not really helpful when you're trying to figure out your path in life. So I did pick up this self-help book and I believe it was called Talking to Yourself by Pamela Butler. And I'm reading this book and I realized that my parents didn't hate me. I became aware of the deep love that my parents had for me. I don't know why it took me so long, but I became aware that, their goal was to do a good job with their kids. I was their first child. They were immigrants when there was not a lot of other Indian Americans. They were doing the best they could. They were acting out of a deep love for me. And that was the first time that I really became present to that. And that really changed things for me. For the first generation, the immigrant generation, a lot of times the American dream is about career opportunities and financial success. And for the second generation, the American dream may be more about the freedom to explore. And we have that freedom because of our parents' hard work and sacrifice. So gradually, over the years, I have become more open to cultivating all parts of myself and not just my intellect. So I've worked on my emotions, my spirituality, my physical body through things like yoga, meditation, counseling, communication classes, creativity exercises. I mean, there's so much out there that you could do. So I feel like cultivating all parts of what make you human will help you more easily see the paths that are right for you and the unique ways that you can contribute. And I think you will more easily flourish and bloom in a way that is right for you. So that's my message for you today. I would like you to know that you are a unique individual with your own unique paths in life and your own unique ways of contributing to the world. And because you're unique, you don't need to compare your accomplishments or experiences with anyone else. And I know that's super easy to say and super hard to do, but I like to remind myself that we are all on our own journey, and we can look at someone else's life and choose to be inspired by it. But other people's life is not my life. So thank you again for inviting me here. Good luck and very best wishes on all of your paths ahead.
Thank you so much. So thank you, Ms. Srinivasan, for sharing your personal stories and illuminating our theme, Future in Bloom. Every generation is planted to produce new blooms. Sometimes the soil, the rain, and the sunshine may be limited. Our seeds may be threatened by pandemic, prejudices, and other real or supposed barriers. But regardless, new blooms will emerge. The future of the world depends on your blooming. As you walk across this stage and all of the other stages you will walk across this week, acknowledge your achievements and remember your obligation to bloom now and in the future. And now, the moment we have all been waiting for. We will begin with the courting of our bachelor's and master's students and conclude with the hooding of our doctoral students. Please welcome our three readers. Mary Rose, Anti-Racism Collaborative Program Manager of the National Center for Institutional Diversity. Ann Kong Win, Digital Scholarship Strategist and Senior Associate Librarian of the University Library. And Nirja Aruvamundan, Director of the Ginsberg Center for Community Service and Learning. Each class will come up, bachelor's, master's, doctorates. Please hold your applause until the end of each class has completed their walk across the stage.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome, and on behalf of the name readers, I just want to say that it's such an honor to be part of this special day, and that we hope that you will be kind and compassionate as we take very seriously this job of reading everybody's names correctly as best as we can. So it is with great excitement that I welcome the bachelor students to receive their cords as proud members of the class of 2022 Asian and Pacific Islander graduating class. Thank you. Sarah Morgan, Business Administration. Yana Pasinos, Biomolecular Sciences. Maxwell Long Wang, Computer Science. Emily Sun, Industrial and Operations Engineering. Nicole May Sun Lin, International Studies, Political Science. Aratrika Ganguly, Economics. Katie Ann Kalija, Neuroscience. L. Ming Mi Kai, Biomedical Engineering. Faith Liang Mei Chang, Biomedical Engineering. Jack Wu, Computer Science. Brian Tran, Computer Science and Asian Studies. Malena Chan, Information Science. Sydney Vo, Biology, Health, and Society. Adele Lewalani Wayan Victor, International Studies. Praveen Sami, Biology, Health, and Society. Ruma Deb, Information UX Design. Shushmita Das, Earth and Environmental Science. Barbara Chang, Computer Science. Megan Zhao, Neuroscience. Mansi Sharma, Business Administration. Kevin Yomhampath, Business Administration. Catherine Newbrand, Business Administration. Angela B. Lee, Pharmaceutical Sciences. Rex Fung, Neuroscience. Sabrina Soy, Biopsychology, Cognition, and Neuroscience.
All right. Kayla Faith Wong, Movement Science with a concentration in intraoperative neuromonitoring. Jessica Yu-Chi Wong, Molecular Cellular Development and Biology, Developmental Biology. Christy Yu, Molecular, Cellular, and Developmental Biology. Bingyu Luo, Economics. Kevin Yui Nguyen, Cognitive Science. Summer Nguyen, Information Science. Shikha Rauman, Industrial and Operations Engineering. Parnika Kumar, Biology, Health, and Society. Kira Amy Kurtz, Engineering Physics. Andre Senerbita, Mechanical Engineering. Dinesia Zhang, Biopsychology, Cognition, and Neuroscience. Victoria Kwan, Elementary Education. Jasmine Wong, Computer Science and Cognitive Science. Tan Chen, Computer Science and Engineering. Shun Nagasaki, Computer Science. Naomi Jingwen Ang, Biology, Health, and Society. Ma-Na Awu, Bachelor of Science Engineering and Computer Science. Shannon Lau, Computer Science. Alyssa Marie Montero, Mechanical Engineering. Caitlin Allen Dugan, Biopsychology and Biomolecular Science. Janelle Emla, Movement Science. Marissa Lauren Orzami, Bachelor of Science in Movement Science. Oops. Lee Baker, History of Art. Leah Baker, sorry. Caitlin Barron, Nursing. Nathan Jung, Information Science.
Samuel Bain, Economics. Suki Zhao, American Culture, International Studies, Political Science. Francesca Jung, Asian Studies and Computer Science. Lauren Hope Escoti, Nursing. Hanu Anderson, Biology, Health and Society, and English. Jacqueline Young, Economics. Isabella Pokes, Industrial and Operations Engineering. Zanabed Shah Hamid, Bachelor's in Economics and minor in Biochemistry. Elizabeth Schreiner, Creative Writing and Literature, Sociology. Jenny Wang, BA in Economics. Jane Zhou, Bachelor of Business Administration. Soo-In Choi, Neuroscience. Catherine Zhang, Computer Science and Psychology. Sirapa Vichaikan, Neuroscience. This concludes our bachelor's class. Please join me in giving a round of applause to the Asian and Pacific Islander class of 2022 graduating bachelors. And now I'm thrilled to begin the reading of the graduating Asian and Pacific Islander master's students. Patrick West, Master of Science and Engineering. Justin Sang, MS in Electrical Engineering, Electrical and Computer Engineering. Apologies. James Wu, Computer Science. Kana Otani, Master of Public Policy. And Anhua Shi, User Experience Design. Now, this concludes our master's class. Please join me in giving a round of applause to the Asian Pacific Islander class of 2022 graduating masters. Okay. Now we begin the hooding of our graduating doctoral students. Our graduates will be hooded by, nope, no, we're not. Okay, never mind. That was just a joke.
Let's give a big round of applause for all of our graduates. Graduates, now please turn and acknowledge those in the audience who supported you with their love, their sacrifice, and their guidance on your academic journey. Thank you to all of our readers and hooders. Our celebration could not be possible without the hard work of our Asian and Pacific Islander Graduation Committee. Please join me in welcoming our Asian and Pacific Islander Graduation Coordinator, Ms. Chandani Wiersba.
Good afternoon, everyone. I cannot begin to express the emotion and the excitement I feel today on the first Asian and Pacific Islander graduation celebration we've had in 3 years. This celebration, from the theme of Future in Bloom, the meticulously chosen and crafted decorations, the coordination of volunteers, the choosing of our keynote, all the way down to the booklet, artwork, and content was made possible because of the committee. It is their passion and creativity that led us to where we are today in a full auditorium at the University of Michigan, honoring our unique and beautiful communities. Committee members, please stand or come out from behind the stage as I read your name so you can be recognized. Audience, please reserve your applause until I've read all 8 names. Adele Lehualani Victor, graduating senior. Esther Park, junior. She'll come out from behind stage. Karen Wynn, junior. Reginald Galanto, senior. Rika Fujiwara, senior. Sarah McNally, first-year MPH student. Sarah Morgan, graduating senior. And a very special thank you to Tiffany Lee, first-year MPH student and our volunteer coordinator. Please join me in giving them a round. And a special congratulations to Adele and Sarah, our graduating students. Thank you, committee, for your work, for your passion, and your support in creating today's celebration.
Thank you, Chandani and committee, for your persistent work and dedication to honoring our Asian and Pacific Islander graduates. Graduates, as we come to a conclusion for today's activities, and as you celebrate and enjoy your final days here at the university, cherish these moments, the hugs you give and receive, cherish the goodbyes, the pictures, the meals, and the people who support and love you. We will miss you, but you will not be forgotten. Your futures look bright, beautiful, and in full bloom. It is my great honor to congratulate the Asian and Pacific Islander class of 2022 as we stand here today to celebrate the incredible students before us. I'm going to ask the audience to stand as we begin the recession of the graduates, and please stay standing until the final graduate has exited.
We were undergrad, stayed out late, never made it to class. Out of Richmond in a taxi cab, you were sweating bullets on the way to my dad's and you said, baby, think we're moving too fast. I swear the magnolias flashed their smile, and that's when you caught me, hoping you'd stay a while. Baby, I feel the anything to travel inside your mind. Baby, I fall in love again come every summertime. Daddy told me you chose it wisely, 'cause you don't have to try. 'Cause baby, I fall in love every summertime. 25 minutes in church, laugh about everyone we're hating at work. Dinner with your sister and the joke's gonna hurt. Cry the way home and you're putting me first. Oh, yeah, you just always know what to say.